live. This is it. It's just setting up now. So once we're live, I've got to kind of like get us into the, I like to share it on a couple of my pages and on your page as well. So I think we're live. We should be live just now, but I'm just going to double check. Right, so let's have a look. Right, I've got an idea. If I go into here, Daniel Renton. Renton. I don't know if I'm actually live or not. It doesn't seem to be like anybody's joining us, so maybe I've got it on. Two seconds, Pat. We could actually be live for a weekend, like here, you know. View history, edit audience. Here we go. That's it. I knew there was a trick to it. All right, edit audience. Right, I think we're definitely live now, so welcome everybody. I'm just going to quickly share this on a few pages first, so we'll just let people roll in before we get started on tonight's live with Momentum NRG and Pat Kearney tonight. So I'm just going to share this on a few pages first, guys, so just bear with us. I can see some people arriving. We've got one person watching us so far, Pat, so no pressure on you here, Pat, no pressure.
So much an audience, then,
That's it, aye, just the one, mate, that's it, aye. Where is everybody? Let's see. I think I just shared it on my timeline. Let's see. I'm sharing it. Let's see. Share to a page, share to a group. That's what I want to do. We're at free now. We're at free. We're at free. So I'm sharing it with the online academy. Right.
I didn't see it on your page or that.
Hold on a second. We should definitely be live. There's definitely 6 people in now, so I can definitely see folks. So. Can somebody make a comment, maybe let us know if they can actually see us? I can see 8 people in on the page, so this should definitely be working. Folk always probably think I'm mad, actually, when I'm doing this. I'm going to share it to a page as well, so just bear with me. Yep, share to that page. And I'm going to share it on your page as well, Pat, so maybe your friends can tune in as well. We're up to 10 now with the looks of things.
I see it on your page, yeah.
Excellent. And then to a friend's profile, and we'll go away. Okay, and Pat. And there we go. So I'm posting this on your page as well, Pat. So there we go. Fantastic. So the numbers are coming in now. Welcome everybody. Tonight's live on the hot seat with Momentum NRG. Tonight I've got a celebrity guest in this evening. Pat Kearney. Pat, thank you very much for joining me on the hot seat tonight. So we're just going to dive in. I think we're going to spend about 3 minutes getting that set up there. So I just want you to introduce yourself, tell a bit about yourself, what you do for a living and stuff, and then let's dive into how we started, how we met in the first original call and all that kind of stuff. So talk about your struggles. Yeah, go for it. On you go.
Well, myself, I've been running the hotel and restaurant in East Linton for best part of 5-6 years coming up now. Weights fluctuated up and down. Sometimes eat and drink more than I should. As I say, I've had highs and lows in that sort of level. The last sort of year, it's been lockdowns. I've tried to exercise. It's not been enough for me because you forget that you're not working during the day, so the exercise just wasn't enough to get your metabolism running. So you get a bit depressed about that, so you start eating a bit more, drinking a bit more, and generally I needed your help, and you came along, and you must have bigger shoes than I've got because you're kicking my backside plenty. But yes, it's been a journey. Okay, so just I want to reverse right back to that very first, like, what made you want to reach out? Like, you know, what sparked you? What was your why? What was your reason? Well, to be honest with you, I've done I've not done personal training, but I've worked in the leisure industry, I've worked in the gyms. Probably I was a bit, thought I could do most of it myself. I've had help along the way, but it's never been 100%. So what I was doing wasn't working, so I needed a bit more help than even my knowledge had, like, and probably I was trying to push myself too much into fitness and no worrying so much. I've never worried about what I could eat as long as I'd done the training. I could eat basically what I wanted. But as the older you get, I found I couldn't do that, like, and I didn't know what to do, like, so things needed to change, and I came to you for that, like.
So walk us through that process then. So you reached out, you messaged me, we got talking on the messenger. We then booked a call.
Yeah. So it was the initial one-on-one was what you want to do out of it. You telling us how you could help. Definitely giving us encouragement, and also letting us know that our goals were achievable if we'd stick to what you were telling us, like, which you've got one famous quote that you always say, like, which is a way of telling me, which is, I'm the coach, Pat, okay? So if I want to do 20 miles on the bike, no, Pat, I'll tell you what to do, and you're right. It's like if you watch the cartoon, which is the tortoise and the hare, who wins the race? Slowly but surely, you win the race, like, I always I went nothing for months on end, go into a bit heavier, then bang, 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 trying to do the exercise, try to climb your way back out the hole. But this time, as you get a wee bit older, it wasn't working, so it had to be a lot to do with eating as well, because I had a gallbladder operation probably about 2.5, coming up 3 years now, and I've never got on top of what I could actually eat, what I couldn't eat. Like, and I couldn't get, that's probably hampered me, because I went down the road of, I was told to eat fat-free stuff, which, as you've educated us as well, which you start looking at labels, it's hard to do that because the sugar level in fat-free stuff, it hinders you, and it actually puts weight on you, like, rather than loses you weight. Like, but that was a health side of having my gallbladder. It was to go a lot of fat-free stuff, like, and I found it hard to find a balance on food, like, but I have to say that has changed now, like, so.
Okay, so we got on the call, you discussed your struggle. So where was this impacting your life at that time? So what were you struggling with? I want, can you help me? I want for people to be watching, like, to understand what this meant for you to where you were at. You were stuck. Well, like, where was it impacting your life at that time?
You've got several different things, and you can go through them all, like, and you probably find more as you go on, like, but you're talking about mental awareness, like, yourself, how your mental health feels, like, when you're a bit heavier, you're a bit sluggish, couldn't help the kids as much because I'm a bit, my eating habits were different. I was on a different time cycle to my wife. She used to be like up first thing in the morning walking the dogs. I was staying up a bit later because of my work was always late at night. So when we went into lockdown, I tried to keep myself on that time frame. So if I jumped quickly back to work, I could still be up till 1 and 2 in the morning when the pub was still running. So I was eating probably later at night, but I wasn't feeling great. I wasn't as fit as I should have been. I was finding myself starting to get aches and pains. My clays weren't fitting the same. Like, I was trying to go up sizes in clays, and I'm quite I wouldn't say I'm vain, but I'm certainly OCD to an extent. Like, so I like to look and feel good. Like, and that was one of the downsides. Like, was when you're heavier and you're not fit enough, your whole persona takes a knock. Like,
So do you think it was maybe affecting kind of like, you were talking about your work there. I really want to hone in on you being a really busy professional. You're an entrepreneur. You've got this busy business. Do you think that this was actually starting to catch up with you on that as well?
I think the hours that I used to do, because I changed after lockdown, that was a big eye opener when you were spending more time with the kids. That we tried to find a finer balance, and it has been the last year, because even when we opened back up again, I tried to hard myself back and use staff in the best manner that was going to help me to give me time back to myself. Because at the end of the day, the more hours I'm doing and being unhealthy, I'm going to end up in an early grave or in the hospital, like, because I'm not looking after myself, like, so work's going to suffer. And it did suffer, because I had an episode just as we started, which unfortunately was probably only about 4 or 5 weeks.
That's right. Aye.
Ended up in the hospital, like, and that was a bit of a wake up call. Like, that was just because I was kind of run down, like,
Wow.
And that was a hard one to take because I was worried because we had a good impact the first 4 or 5 weeks. I was worried about being stuck in my bed because they're telling you to relax. You need to put your feet up. I'm like, no, I'm doing 16 mile bike rides. What do you mean, put my feet up?
I think I was having to tell you to put your feet up as well at that point as well, you know, because you know my approach is that let your body recover, and we managed to manage them. But it's interesting you actually mentioned that because it's almost like I suppose you came on the programme and you were already at that burnout. Really? Yeah. Wow. Wow. I didn't like, you brought that back up. That's brought back into my memory.
The hours you do in a day is certainly detrimental to your health. Like, you need to find a better balance. Like, and it's after 5 years, and the staff will tell you, like there's nothing that I wouldn't do that I wouldn't ask them to do something I wouldn't do myself. Like, I'll stay on the bar till 5 in if need be. Like, and some nights it used to be we've had the well shut for the whole weekend, and I've stuck it out with them, like, and done my bit, like, and but sometimes you've just got to find a healthier balance, like, and that means getting up early in the mornings. It's a total change, like.
It's interesting you say that. Like, you know, I done a first aid course about. I'm going back like that just came in my head. Just what you said earlier on about an early grave. There, you know, there's too many dead heroes in the graveyard. Like doing all those hours and like people put their it cracks me up, Pat. Like people put their careers, their cars, their houses before their health. Their priorities are wrong.
Well, you get so much more out of your business if you're healthy. You know?
Absolutely. So let's talk about then the results that you've achieved. Then talk me through like what it's done for you. What's changed for you?
What's changed for me is I could take you right back to the start, which as you can, I'm a bit I just go for it. Like, when I'm in the zone, that's me. So I never touched a drop of alcohol probably for most of the when we started till Christmas time. Like, probably about twice. Once was a good member of staff's birthday, because he stays over at the hotel, so I stayed and had a drink with him then. A couple of drinks watching a game of football once, and it was only a couple of drinks, like, and apart from that was my mindset. Like, I had a goal in mind, which was 2 stone to lose, and I wanted that before Christmas. You were telling me it was like, we'll finish this in January. And I was like, no. I says it needs to be before Christmas, because my goal was Christmas Day.
Yeah.
If I get this goal, then I can, and I change enough, I can have a Christmas Day and enjoy it. Like, and I can say, well, I can have a wee drink if I wanted to, and I can eat certain things, and I'll be back on it the next again day. But that was my goal, Christmas. I just seen that as a finishing line, rather than after the year. Like, so I didn't want to waste Christmas. It was just going to be that. But that was hard. But I've slowly but surely got into your pace of things, whereas every day just keep doing, ticking along, £2 every week, whatever you want to do. And I have to say, most weeks I did lose. Some weeks was a lot more than others. There hasn't been many that I've, apart from the Christmas period, which is like most folk when you're totally changed between a downturn and exercise. But every week just eating sensibly, going down the sizes, t-shirts starting to fit, into doing a size in clothes. So I wouldn't even buy anything leading up to Christmas. Jackie was saying, go and buy stuff, like, just get yourself that. And I was like, no, why would I? I've got a size I need to get into, and I'll get into that size, and when I'm in that size, that's what I'll be in until I lose a bit more weight. Like, I says, why would I go into clothes? Because they were becoming too big for me, like, all the clothes that I had, like, my tracky tops and that were dripping off me, like, my trousers dripping off me, like, and I was like, it was a great feeling. They were slagging me at the work because my jeans were hanging off my backside, like, at the work, like, and I was like, well, I wanted to make sure that I could fit in it. I was worried I wouldn't fit in. I was too big for the ends I had on, but I was worried I wouldn't fit in the next size doing, like, that were going to be too tight, like, and you feel that awkward way again, like, I was quite enjoying being the bagginess again, and they were too big, like,
So what have you lost? What did you lose before that Christmas then? What was your number?
I think it was bang on the 2 stone, like, it was £28 something, like,
I've got a surprise. I just bought this. I got this. It's a marketing tool that I've got here. Now this is £5 of body fat. It's real. It's like squidgy and everything. So I've calculated it out. You've lost 6 of these bad boys. Look at the size of that. I mean, look at that. Round here. 6 of them you've lost.
That's phenomenal when you think about it. Like I said, that
I mean, look at it. I'm fair pleased with it.
That's been exactly, mate.
Mate, you've lost 6 of these. Look at it. Oh, have a look, everybody. I don't know what that actually says in German, by the way. I hope it's not a swear word.
Tell me when you've walked off Facebook the morning.
It's all squidgy and everything. Cost me 60 quid that did as well. For a bit of fat.
I'm sure that's what it says in German. You've been had, I think. Never mind. Everything has a purpose, mate.
Brilliant, excellent. So that's the first I just got it. It just arrived yesterday. So you're the first one. You're the first one up for. But you've lost 6 of them, mate. Wow.
I'll tell you what, where it's impacted on me is, and I looked at my stats for even just walking, because I never used to do what I was a cycler, like I didn't really get into the walking such until probably about 6 weeks into our program, like but once I got into it, and once because I invested in an Apple Watch, and once I got the Apple Watch, I was addicted to walking. And my steps, I used to try and gauge every day, and 10,000 was my marker. Like, you have to get over 10,000. I'll have to say now, if you've looked at it, 10,000 is not enough in a day now. Like, I'm pushing towards trying to get over 20,000 each day, like in steps, like and that's over and above doing cycles and stuff like that, like And
wait now, Pat, because I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at it right now. Can you see that screen? I was on this just before. Can you see that screen share?
Yep.
So I can track your steps. Pat, I'm tracking your steps every day, mate. Every day at the precise moment. You've done 20,000 today.
Yep.
21,000. That's more than me. I think I've only done about 14 or 15 a day.
But that's achievable for me. Before, I was 7, 8, 9, looking to get over the 10 each day, trying to get over the 10, and I was quite happy with that. But it shows you how the fitness comes into it, like that you can achieve so much more. The weight loss and the energy comes along, like that's it's no an excess to get 20,000 steps. I mean, I've been a decent walk, and I've been active all day, like so, and that's been with footwork.
Yeah, 20,000 steps there. I mean, look at the steps there. 20 January, 20. I mean, whatever you were doing that day in the 1st of December, like you've done about 24,000 steps. But I mean, even your averages are like, they're all well above 12,000 steps.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like if you look at this line along here, I feel like I'm doing like the news was doing this the other day, Ken, about the stats for the virus and stuff. Like, you know, like looking at these stats and you know.
Thanks, stuff.
Amazing, mate. Amazing. Look at the stat. That is brilliant. So I'm tracking that every day for you, Pat. I can see your every step at the real time as well. So I know you've done obviously up to 20,000 steps today. So that's pretty impressive. So yeah, absolutely, mate. Amazing results. I'm going to stop that shit.
That comes with the program, because it wasn't an instant thing. Okay, it's the weight loss comes off, but your fitness creeps up on you. The freshness you want to be. My philosophy is I want to be in my bed earlier, because I can get up and fresh the next day, like
Yeah.
So if I want to tire myself out, and I mean I want to go to my bed and go boom.
Yep.
And that's no way work. That's with fitness. Fitness is making me sleep. Again, I've had my food. I didn't want to be sitting up till 1 o'clock in the morning, sitting with crisps and rubbish and that. Like, I want to get to my bed tired and sleep for that period of time, and get up, say at 6 o'clock in the morning, 7, and get up fresh, so I can have the next day today the same again. Like, and that's a great feeling to be like that. Like,
brilliant. So it's improved your energy, your
100%.
brain fog at work. You can focus. You're probably performing better. I know obviously things on the open just now, but you know, obviously during that period that was open, and I think whatever day that day was maybe one of your busiest days of the week, that 1st of December possibly, you know. So results, sensational. It's changed your life completely. What about, like, what was different then about this plan?
This was different from anything I've ever done, because, as I said to you before, I've always had the philosophy that I would diet for a bit as I started training, and my training would get more and more and more, and then I would get to a stage where I would feel comfortable. 110 was always my holiday weight. Crashed through that now, so I'm doing about that 15. Got our next goal is to get below 100. I've never been that for a long, long time.
Wow.
What was different was the goals were set different, and also eating was more important. I've never had eating as an important for as long a period of time. I'd done a strict diet. I totally gutted myself, saying, right, shed the weight, get the fitness back up, and keep the fitness. And once I got to the fitness level, I could eat what I wanted, like, and then unfortunately, you can what happens with that. You start piling it back on again. You have a blip in your fitness, but it needs to be a change of focus, and not just for 6 weeks, 8 weeks. It needs to be for a period of time, like, kind of like forever, basically. Aye. Yeah. Learn what your body can do, learn what you can eat, learn what your body can take in. I'll quote loads of your sayings because it's true. You can only, what you put in, you'll get out. You put too much in, there's no point in it, like, there's no point in put what you'll see fat folk at the gym all the time, like, because they're eating loads, like, if you watch what you're eating and keep active, the weight will come off you, like, you didn't see active people, they're no fat, like, they're active all the time, like, as long as you're not guzzling loads and loads of fat, like, loads of pop, whatever you want to call it, like, it does work, like.
Brilliant. Wow. So what would you say to, like, people on the fence then that are watching this and tuning into our live video tonight? Because there's quite a lot of people tuning in tonight.
I would say give it a go 100%. Listen, everybody that does this program, I've had all the same results, so you can't be wrong, Daniel. You're 100% right in what you say. You've got all the backup. So there's every day you're there at the end of the text message, your apps, your eating plans. It all stems for you, and you do work. Get in. You're 7 days a week. You've got stuff on the go all the time, and I didn't even care how many people I'll tell you the one thing you've got, right? I didn't care how many clients you've got, because I just care you've got me, and that's all I need to care about. You might have 1,000 folk, mate. I didn't care that, because I just feel like it's me and you. Brilliant. And that feels a lot for you, because you could be 1,000 folk, and there's no good time for me. You've got time for me.
I'll clarify it. I didn't have thousands of people, and that's not my business model. My business model is personalised, so it's it's not like a mass kind of. I wouldn't be able to provide the same service if I had hundreds and hundreds of people. In fact, I'm building up, so I'm actually I brought on a coach, Tommy. You'll be seeing more of Tommy in the coming weeks. He's been helping with the nutrition. You've been seeing him coming in and getting a wee bit in there as well. In fact, I'm going to be doing an introduction on Saturday morning. I'm going to be doing a live with Tommy inside my page, introducing him, because he's going to be working on the same philosophy, working with the Momentum NRG, and following the same processes that are getting such amazing results with that daily support that we're there for you. I'm holding your hand every day, mate. 7 days a week, 100%. I'm as committed as you're committed. It's two-way, isn't it, at the end of the day? And that's how we get great results. So, what would you say to them people then, like on the fence, like,
Well, put it this way: what you're doing is not working, so you need to find alternatives. This is the alternative. This does work, so give it a go. Do you know what I mean? What else are you going to do now? You're sitting in the house, you're on furlough, you've got time on your hands. Do something to help yourself. This is the thing it's helped me. It's helped so many different people. So 100% get in touch with Daniel, and there's plans for everybody, big, wee, small, whatever. It doesn't matter what size you're. Like, there's no embarrassment factor. If you feel like you can't do the exercise, and you think it's going to be exercise orientated, it's food orientated to start with, and then get yourself active. It's 99% food. That's the thing. You didn't need to be Mr. Universe. You didn't have to be a fantastic Olympian for to come on board and think, oh Christ, what exercise is he going to give me? It's to suit you. It's to suit individual needs. That's the thing. So you can decide for yourself how much you need to bring the food in, and then the fitness will come as you go, like, but at your levels. That's the thing. So
I love what you said there, Pat, about the 99% nutrition. Yep. It is. Yeah. Yep.
If you're eating properly and then you're getting active on top of that, you're going to burn the cut. I can be looking at my watch. I can tell you for a fact. I'm looking at it and I'm saying, I can't possibly have burnt off 1,500 calories a day. And I'm thinking, how much am I eating? I'm not eating much more than that. Do you know what I mean? And that's just what my watch is telling me. Do you know what I mean? So if eating's a lot, okay.
I think that's you've just said exactly what I want to say. Like 99%. In fact, I reckon you could have done this with foot so-called exercise is what I'm saying. Like it doesn't, there's no, like if you want to do extreme exercise, I don't mind supporting people if they want to do high intense, lift big head, whatever, each to their own, you know. But for me personally, I think you're better actually taking a more slow and steady approach and not putting your, like, this is the bit going climbing up hills. In fact, I just started my own training plan this week, and I was out cycling today for 30 minutes. Next week, I'm going to do a little bit, and I'm keeping it flat roads. I'm going to build myself up to get my fitness level. So I'm going to start from the bottom rather than trying to go on from, I think what you were doing, Pat, to be honest, was 0 to hero.
Yep.
Going boom and bust, boom and bust.
I built the cycling up, the very first lockdown, like, I built it up to the most I've done in one day was, I took my laddie and we done 26 mile one day, like, which is a marathon in one day on a bike, like, which we'd built up for 6, 8 mile, then 10 mile, then 12 mile, then 14, and then 20, and then the biggest we done was 26, like, in the one day. We've done 100 miles in the week, one week, like.
So let's talk about the rest of the family then. Like, what's changed for them?
Well, they can see I'm more active, like, they're like, I take them all out, like, so my laddie, he's more active, Liam's more active, there's Annie, Annie's out the bike.
What about their nutrition? What about their results?
They eat the same as us, like, we've incorporated that into the kids, like, like yesterday I made a homemade dish, which was a vegetable egg quiche type thing, like, I'd seen on a Slim World thing, like, I made that, and I would have had it with salad at lunchtime, like,
what about Jackie's results then? Because she's lost quite a bit of weight as well.
Jackie done well as well. She lost about a stone for Christmas there. Unfortunately, she's decided that homeschooling and all that. She decided to.
But you're doing it together. You're doing it together. You're supporting.
She'll still continue to eat and got the stuff doing.
She's following the plan. She knows what to do. She's been involved. She's got a bit of education. We're getting the lad involved as well. The whole family's kind of, I suppose everybody's changing their lifestyle, really. That's what I'm trying to say. That this is kind of like for the whole family. You can eat the same stuff. It's not like you're doing something separate to everybody else. We're all eating the same. I just want to get that out there. Does that make sense?
Aye, because it's not a diet.
Yeah.
So what can you eat? What can you eat? I says that's not what it's about. I says it's learning what your body can eat. That's the whole thing. I says eat properly, eat your breakfast, have your 2 in betweens. I says, and I didn't even call them snacks. I says because it isn't snacks. I says you could be having your lunch at 11 o'clock and then just have a snack at 1 o'clock. It's to your lunch. There's no time difference. There's no breakfast, dinner, and lunch. You've got 5 points through the day. You can eat sensibly, right? I'm never hungry. That's one thing. I've been on diets and I've watched what I was eating and thinking I can't best it for my body, like, and I've been starving. I've been climbing the walls for the first couple of weeks, like, and just saying, God Almighty, if I could just get a muzzle on my mouth to stop me eating, like, because I want everything, like, but it's not been like that. My problem before was I never used to eat enough fruit and veg, and I kind of got enough. I make smoothies myself. I looked at all the labels and I stopped eating smoothies a while ago because the sugar content was going. When you looked at the bottles, I couldn't justify it, like, so I started making them with yogurts myself, like, with a natural yogurt, and love it. The kids love it. I bought myself a blender. It cost me 180 quid, 200 quid or something like that. Multi-blender. Jackie was delighted. She thought, what's this? I says, there you go, hen, that's for you. She says, that's not for me. That's for you, for to make your smoothies. I says, I'll use it occasionally. Get in. But I did. I bought it and we use it every day, like,
Pat, I mean, even just now, looking at you from that first FaceTime, I wish I'd recorded that first FaceTime we had. Like, you're looking great. You can see the change in your physique and but even your everything. I mean, your whole persona, your energy levels. So I'm just going to go and ask the audience if they've got any questions, because I can see a few comments coming in, and I just need to see if I can see it. Like, let's see if anyone's got any questions. Like, if they want to ask Pat or myself any questions to, like, how he actually lost the weight and how he transformed, and I'm sure he's pretty much answered all the questions, hopefully.
They came in, we're opening again if anybody wants to ken that. There'll be an update tomorrow.
Absolutely. Hopefully, fingers crossed soon. So Eddie Clark's went. He's in. That must have been at the start of the. Billy's watching as well. So a couple of great guys that have done some great transformations themselves. They've completed the Momentum Energy program and just got outstanding results and changed their life forever, and stick to the 5-point eating plan, as you pointed out there, Pat, as well. it's there with you forever. These tools and skills that you've learned are going to go with you for the rest of your life. You know, it's a lifestyle change, like you say. Caroline Bentley, loving the live chat. It's inspirational, brave to go public. Billy's gone, hurry up, the football's about to start. Is there a game on the night? Is there actually football on the night? Is there, or
the Rangers are playing the night, are they? Is that what he's meaning?
I don't care, who cares, eh?
We'll just give him the 3 points anyway. Okay. Good guy.
Oh, brilliant. Susan, hi. Susan Smith. Oh, she's saying hi to Billy. Billy's been having conversations with folk and everything here.
Highlight his night, mate, because there's no pubs to go to, so that's
He's also said there's nothing wrong with going climbing up hills, Dan. Billy, each to their own, mate. If you want to go and climb hills, but you built that up. That's what I would say as well. You know, with anything, like I am going to start hitting the hills, Billy, by the way, in my own training as well. But to start off with, I've not done much triathlon training, so I'm restarting. It's like with anything, if you're restarting a journey or you're at the bottom of your journey, like I restart every year. So I have my season starts every year. So it's good for people to know that I can go back to the bottom every time and I rebuild myself back up so that I get to the peak of the mountain before my race. I'm at the peak of my fitness. I then do my race and then I have a wee recovery. And that's how people should also exercise. You can never stay at the top or you'll just burn out. You know, Andy Murray's a prime example. Somebody that didn't stop. He just kept going, kept pushing and pushing. And now he's in a bit of a rut. Whereas you got Roger Federer, who's 39-year-old. And what he does is he takes 6 months out of the year. Quite clever. He lets his body recover. Then he comes back and he's still the world champion. You know, anyway, that was a wee bit of a divert there. Let's see. Hugo, when's happy hour, Pat?
I'm saying nothing.
Oh, brilliant. Eddie's went, hi, Pat. Well done. You're looking good, mate. Exactly, I agree with you. You're just what I was saying a minute ago there. Jane Ford said, Ty. Fema Harris went, well done, Pat. Excellent. Clap hands. Hugo's went, well done, Pat. Liz went, 30 minutes, Dan, well done. She's laughing at me because I always get the Iron Man training in there at some point in the conversation. That's 31 minutes. Thanks, Liz. Did I mention that? Diane Piper, if it's not on Strava, Daniel, you haven't done it. This will upload to Strava. It does upload to Strava, so Diane, it will be on it. Eddie Clark, what's the motivation that keeps you going?
What's the motivation that keeps me going? The motivation is I then want to go back to my old self. I'm enjoying the person that I am now, like, because I thought I would have peaked at Christmas time. I worried that I would peak and fail and know what to come back like after the Christmas period, like, eh? But I'm quite, the word is, you know, because I'm quite focused, like, eh? And when I get in a zone, like, eh, I've just got to go with it, like, eh? And I've got the grip between my teeth, like, eh? And that's for the first time ever. I didn't want to be sitting at a healthy weight that I'm quite close to slipping. So I want to push myself further on. I have been before. I have been when I was 40, the age of 40, I was fit enough to go and run a marathon, but taking an injury, and my weight was probably at about slightly lighter than I am now. Like, when I worked at the swimming pool, I was about 15 and a half. But I can achieve that. Like, but it's keeping that. Like, so it's the fitness I've got there now. I'm enjoying it, really enjoying it, and I mean, like, I can't get enough of it. Like, and that's what my goal is, and that's what my motivation is, to get up in the morning and be fitter than I was the day before, like, and if my body feels great, a few twinges because you're getting older, but the motivation is to keep this level of fitness, like, because everybody benefits from it, like, not just myself, like.
Yeah, I mean, I like what you've said. I mean, I'm like yourself, Pat. I'm motivated as well. You know, when you start to see the results, I think that motivates you, and it's not that difficult when it comes to the nutrition. It's like it's somebody's asked a question. I'm going to ask this next question, but before that, I've got Keith Anderson saying, "You're looking great." Mark Samuel, well done, Pat. Now, Hugo's asked a good question. I'm quite glad. This is quite a nice question to ask. Like, how many calories? This is what he's asking. How many calories a day would you say you're eating, Pat?
How many calories I'm eating?
Yeah. Now, you know the answer to this one, so you better know. You better get it right.
Calories is know what's important.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah.
About calories, it's about the quality of food that you're putting into your body. Know the calories. I never ever look at calories, so I couldn't tell you the calorific value in it. Is that the right, Ian, boss?
Oh, mate, that was just absolutely amazing. Like, that was just absolutely amazing. Like,
Your lips were moving, and I was just saying what you were saying.
wow. I was like,
I couldn't tell you the calories in the day.
Yeah, great.
Calories. I didn't take high fat foods, but I do sometimes because I never used to. But I'll have a bit of cheese, I'll have some nuts, and no worry about it because again, I'm doing the exercise and I'm eating 5 times a day properly, like, eh? And so
you get to eat what you want, Pat, and you get to get great results. Is that what you've just said?
I'll tell you the one thing that people need to ken is because everybody asks, what are you eating? What do you know? What do you know? What do you eat? Ken, what is it? Would I be allowed this? Would I be allowed chocolate? And I was like, well, at the end of the day, it's see your breakfast. Eat a healthy breakfast. Then your like 11s and 3s, as I call it. Have your fruit or whatever you're going to have, or some nuts or whatever it is. But see, at dinner time, it's a home cooked dinner. It's not a packet dinner. It's not a takeaway. I've had a kebab's my best pal. I'll have a barbecue chicken kebab once a week.
Great.
Because it's chicken. It's a pita bread, which you don't really like because it's white. But at the end of the day, the salad and the chicken is a good healthy meal, okay? And it's done properly, okay? So
I would agree as well.
It's the important thing on a diet. I don't think you would enjoy your dinner as much as you do in this. I really enjoy my dinner. I've had steak pie. We had a big steak pie at Christmas down at the hotel. I brought up. I had the pastry because I was watching what I was eating all day. Do you know what I mean? I had my fruit. I had my breakfast. I had my porridge. So at night time, every dinner is a good dinner in here. Like, it's a home cooked dinner. It's no processed. I'm buying fresh meat. Chicken, salmon, brown pasta, rice. So there's nothing that you can't have for your dinner, like, and you enjoy it, by the way, because you're eating enough. And I'm this Daniel in my body here because I feel like I'm spouting new stuff. Right. What the biggest thing is portion control, because I've ken when it comes to my dinner that I've had enough. Jackie's tried to sometimes the kids give them a treat. We go to my Chinese once, Christmas time or something like that. And Jackie's like, I'll just plate out. I says, no, then I put that on my plate. I says, I'm enough with that. That's enough for me. I had a wee bit of chicken, a wee bit of rice, and a wee bit of noodles. That was it. And I had that, and I was fine with that, like, Before I would have had a mounded plate, like, and I would have felt terrible after it because you were bloated. I didn't want to feel bloated and stuffed full, like, I want to be content. And my dinner, if I eat meat and 2 veg. My father was a meat and 2 veg, and I'm the same. Like, I could have steak, chicken, anything, bit of tatties, and loads of veg, and you're full after that, like, and you enjoy it. So there's nothing you can't eat. I've had lasagna, made lasagna. I've had loads of different meals that you wouldn't have on a diet, like, So, main important meal of the day for me, my dinner is always home cooked. Jackie loves it because I'm cooking. She gets a break now and again, like, and the kids will enjoy it too, like,
That's perfect. Like, what you've just said is absolutely right. You know, one thing I would say, like, I would get out the habit of kind of thinking about breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I have like more like eating points. So it's more like fueling my body to perform. So I have eating point 1, eating point 2, eating point 3, eating point 4, eating point 5. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do. That's what I said earlier.
Yeah.
My lunch could be at 11 o'clock because it doesn't really matter. And I would just have fruit at lunchtime to get in. So I don't need to have a lunch and dinner. It doesn't need to be at the same time, like, As long as I'm fueling my body through the day, it doesn't matter where I get this stuff, like,
Yeah.
If I'm 8 o'clock in the morning having my porridge, like I was going through to Glasgow for a wee while there on a course, and like it got to 11 o'clock, I could quite easily have my lunch at 11 o'clock and then just have fruit at 1 o'clock. So it's your body, as long as your body's getting that fuel, it doesn't matter when you get it. And the best thing I can say is, if you fuel your body before 5 o'clock, you'll no need anything at night time. But it's when you're not taking the fuel in before 5 o'clock or whatever your tea time is. If you're not taking the 5 points, 4 or 5 points before then, you're craving stuff at night time because your body's not fueled up. and that's when you start creating problems for yourself because you want to eat later at night. So if you can have, my biggest focus has been trying to have my dinner at about 5 o'clock, back at 5. And so you've got all your main food in, and occasionally I would have a smoothie, some fruit, whatever, as my 15 point later on. But I'm even trying to clean that back and have the back at 5, 6 o'clock as the last eating point, and then you can fast till you have your breakfast, okay? And if you've got the fuel in yet, you didn't really crave anything. One wee trick I would say to people was, if you've got the right stuff in the house, you'll no go to crisps, you'll no go to chocolate bars. If you've got chocolate bars and biscuits sitting in your cupboards, that's what you're going to eat if you're hungry at night time, okay? Have a standby in the house if you're feeling that way inclined. I've had pickles, grapes, you name it, all the stuff that you can's good, but you can graze on it at night time if need be, and it's not going to harm you because it's good for you, okay? And if you've got that in place and be organised, then that's a great help, okay? Having stuff like that in the fridge, okay?
Pat, you've got a job, mate. You start in the morning.
What else does it say in the script?
Brilliant. Love it. Let's have a look. Let's see. So that was a great answer to the question. No, I loved that. So Pauline Finlay, well done, Paddy. Keep up the good work. Diane's went, well done. Great achievement. Mark Samuels went, Pat, let's do a marathon.
Doing Blackpool sounds like a weekend.
That's it. Kevin.
I went to Mark, actually.
Did you really? Yeah. I know we've been pals on Facebook for years. We've been kind of following each other as I've been doing my Ironmans, and he's been. So maybe what I should say, Mark, is it when are you going to do the Ironman?
Who does Ironmans like?
I do a swim and I do a swim, then I do a cycle, then I do the marathon at the end. You see, it's like, you know. Let's see what else we've got. Kevin Waddle, well done, Pat.
Okay, Waddle, I've seen him for years.
There you go.
I'm 11-year-old.
Hugo's came back, give him a tenner, Daniel. Billy Gray, great stuff, Pat. It's great talking to you today. You're definitely coming across as a different person nowadays. Brilliant. Right, let's see. Any other questions, anybody? Daniel, Pat is like a mini you.
That's what feels like when folk ask me about it. Like, I'm just like that all day. Like,
it's going to get you in every week, Pat. That's it.
You ever seen the phone in, the football phone in? Just me and you.
Great. Brilliant. Love it. David Connerty's come in and went, well done, Paddy. Liz White, well done, Pat. Pat, sorry, say that. Is there something going on with the Paddy thing or something like that? Is it or?
I've always got Paddy and Patrick. Okay,
right, okay.
Got a guy that came as Paddy as well. Okay.
All right. Okay. James Bathgate's just come in. Well done, Pat. Is there any other questions? Because we've got like 28 folk still on the live right now as we speak. Is there any other questions for myself or for Pat? I mean, to be fair, like Pat, I'd have to say none. It's like, you know, this is great.
Wait now, click. Just
any other questions? I'm going to give it a few seconds, and then we're just going to wrap up, and that should do us for tonight. Yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. Yeah, I think that's enough. Pat, it's been a pleasure. That was brilliant. You've just I loved everything you've said about the whole program. Like, yeah, like 6 of these and another maybe 3 to go or something like that.
At least maybe.
Yeah, and our three of these bad boys. That's what £5 of fat looks like, people. You know, so when somebody says to me like, I've only lost £1 of fat, that's like that amount, you know. So when
I look younger than me. I'm 50-year-old in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So if I can date at 50, then you can certainly date if you're a bit younger than me and older. So it's achievable, like,
absolutely. Right, let's see. Hugo's come back in. So if it's not about the calories you count, would it be fat-free?
No. No fat-free. No. Fat-free, I've already said. Fat-free, high in sugar. It's about a combination of things. You eat the healthy balance. So you need to have enough fruit and veg, enough fat in your diet, enough proteins in your diet, and it's just eating enough that you're body just needs enough. It's not about having, I don't know how you find that out, but you do. You just bring your portion size down and you eat healthy, okay? So, for instance, porridge is the best that there is out there as far as breakfasts are concerned, right? And there's loads of things you can do to porridge. I've done. I've added sultanas to it. I've had a scoop of protein. You can get vanilla, you can get milk, chocolate into it, and that gives you a different taste to it. But porridge will fill you for the rest of the morning, like, eh? I've tried loads of different ones, but if you look at the packaging, that's the best that you can have out there is for breakfast wise, like, eh? But you could, like on a Sunday, I had a breakfast the other morning. I had one slice of black pudding, and there's always a thing I say that's called a, what's the word I use for it? I'll come back to it. But anyway, black pudding and a wee drop scrambled egg and a wee drop beans. That's a cooked breakfast. The rest of them can have bacon and sausage and whatever else they want. But I had that, so that's still a breakfast. Get them in. I've had beans on toast. That's a breakfast. I've had scrambled egg on toast. You could have salmon on toast. You could have anything you want. So yeah. It's not that you can't eat stuff.
I think, you're not counting calories, you're not counting points, you're just, like, when people ask, like, what are you doing? You're just eating healthily.
Didn't you overeat?
Yep.
Didn't eat too late at night.
Yeah.
Get your breakfast in the morning. It's important because if you start the metabolism as you meet to go on in the day, you want to be starting to burn in calories. So there's no point starving yourself. I used to be bad for that because you used to go into me that to start with. I was a faster in the morning. I've always worked in an environment for a long time. When I left the school at 15, running back quickly, I worked in a butcher shop and you always got your breakfast 2 hours after you started in the morning. So I never left the house in the morning for a long time without food in my stomach, and I used to just knock my pan in for a couple of hours and then you would get a cooked breakfast, like this. So it puts you out the way. That's a big change I've made, is to make sure I have a breakfast in the morning. Like,
I'm going to pause you there as well because, like, the timings really don't matter to, like, that's worked for you, Pat. The talking, like, you might go to your bed at 9 o'clock. I mean, like, everybody's different because, like, people might work different shifts, they might work different sleep patterns. Like, I had a fisherman on my programme and he's away at sea for 20 hours a day. So he had his 5 eating points within the 24-hour period.
That's still the same. Still eating 24 hours. And 24 doesn't matter what time of day it is. You're still just eating the five amounts of food.
Yeah. So I think the answer to the guy's question is that you're not doing fat-free. You're not counting calories. Yes, we're just making better choices when we're eating fresh. Fresh is best. It's going back to old school ways of doing it, like your dad used to do, Pat, or my grandmother used to do that. Porridge every morning. That was what our breakfast was every morning. It was healthy eating. It was more natural, fresh produce. We're not overcomplicating it. We're not counting calories. Pat's not had to count a calorie, a point. He's not had to weigh anything. He's not had to measure anything. He's not been on a diet. He's just not been on a diet. He's just changed his lifestyle. That is it. And Hugo, maybe if you want more information, come in and talk to me. Like, drop me a message, and we can talk further about how Pat's done it by just making better choices. And we've retrained his brain, really. I suppose it's more changing the mindset, Pat, isn't it?
That's the key word there. Is it's a mental difference, okay, and that helps your body, like, because if you can get the stigma of dieting out the framework, you're not on a diet. There's nothing you can't eat, but you didn't want to because you want to eat healthier. So there's no point watching what you're doing, trying to exercise a wee bit more to eat too much. So you need to train your body and your mindset to change. And once you're in that mindset, then every day it's the same. Like, you'll say, well, right, that's what I'm having today, and be planned. Say, right, that's what I'm having tomorrow. That's what I've cooked dinners before. Have stuff in the fridge. Have make homemade soup if that's what you're into. Like, we make loads of soup. And if you're organised, eat smaller portions. Aye, but you're not starving. Starving's dieting. It's getting starving yourself. You're not to starve yourself. You have to eat and eat healthily. Okay. I mean, I can show you loads of meals and loved it. And I've fluctuated between loads of different, because I've went through Hello Freshes, I've went through looking at different, I've taken on board people that's in the course, looked at what they're eating. So there is a wide variety of stuff that you can eat. it's not just, you need to stick to that. You can only have slimming soup, you can only have rabbit food the night because you're starving yourself, get in and sit and eating your fingers, get in because you can't eat. Never at any point have I felt hungry, like, I felt like I maybe wanted to have a bad night and said, well, Ken, what I'm going to have, and I've said, Ken, what, the night is just, Ken, like Christmas, I've said, I've got a chocolate orange up there, I'm having a chocolate orange, and I've had a bit, and I've not just said, Ken, what, it's no worth the hassle. I gave the bairns my Christmas stuff, like, because I didn't want to be chasing. I want to contain what I've got now and get better, like, so you didn't want to throw it away by just eating stuff, like, and food is an enemy, but you learn. I've got a song I've got to say here because I remembered this fact just now, right? And I've said this to you. When I was growing up, we used to get our supper at 10 o'clock at night. Remember I mentioned it to you?
I remember,
and contentment for you to go to your bed and go ahead to your bed happy was to be full when you went to your bed, almost like you've had something to eat. And I've changed that mindset. I didn't go to my bed hungry, that I'm fulfilled by what I've done in the day, and tiredness gets me to my bed. And it's a better addiction or a better comfort to me that I've had a good day's fitness and a good day's eating than food in my belly going to my bed. And that doesn't mean I'm going hungry to my bed. Do you get me? And it's changed. I've totally changed my mindset for that. And it's been 50 years and having to change that. Okay, so it's a long time I've been doing that. So that's one thing that's changed in my mindset, was the comfort to be fulfilled when you went to your bed at night. Okay. Yeah, so that's a big thing. I mentioned that to you before.
Eating for the right reasons.
Yeah. It used to be for comfort to go to your bed and feel like they didn't want to go to bed hungry, like, and for why? It must have been almost like a mental thing. Do you know what I mean? Almost the same as wee bairns get a kiss and cuddle before they go to their bed at night with their mums and dads. If they never got it, they felt upset and they went to their bed. So food obviously is similar to that in the mindset that it's a comfort thing. Like, you go to your bed contented. I'm contented if I've had all my exercise and met all my goals throughout the day. I didn't think any time through this exercise program and eating program that I've had days that I've skipped stuff, like, if it has been, it's been due to injury or whatever, like, but my focus has always been at night time. I can look at myself and say, well, I've ate my food today and I've done my exercise that I should have done, like, and that was the best contentment for me, to go to my bed at night time and say, well, good day today, Pat, well done, pat on your back.
Awesome. We've got Tam Russell's just come in. This is like that. It's like a TV show. We've got Tam Russell here. Tam said, "Get the goalie gloves back on, Pat." Do you play in goals? Do you?
I used to play in goals.
Pat, we're similar. I used to play in goals as well, mate. You know?
I tell you guys, I'm doing an Ironman next year.
You've heard that 2022. Pat is in. Brilliant. Love it. Let me see. We're actually on fire. Oh my God, there's David. Wait now. David's come in now. David Connortace coming and says, I already feel better and I'm only on day 4 and only had to change my nutrition and light exercise. Feeling better for eating properly already. It's 4 days into the plan.
Yeah, it will be. It's a quick fix because you're changing your habits and your mindset is getting better because of the fact that you're making these changes in your life, like, and it's not a 12-week plan, it's a lifetime plan, like, that's the whole thing, like, it's you got to look outside the box. Your program says, right, we're on a 12-week program, but when you look at the finer print, it's not a 12-week program. It's an education for 12 weeks that's going to change you for the rest of your life. So that's the difference, like, it's not right, we're on a diet for 12 weeks. It's not a diet. So change your eating habits, change your metabolism, change everything about how you're going about your daily life, and make you the most important person. Know your work, know your whatever else you're doing in your daytime, like,
wow.
Think about your body.
Wow, that was like that. Make yourself the most. I love that, Pat. Honestly, I'm going to give you a job after this for sure. Like, this is great. Avril inspired Pat. Debbie, Avril Ferrier inspired Pat. She's really inspired. Debbie Kearney must be a relative, Pat. Well done. And David just said, well said. What you just said a minute ago. Brilliant. I think we'll wrap up. I think we go same time next week, Pat.
We're getting a contract.
I'll send it over straight away, mate. Yeah. Listen, brilliant. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
What you do for me. Thank you very much.
Mate, just keep the momentum going. and go for it. You're doing great. Yeah, let's get that next day. Let's get a few more of these fat blocks off in the next few weeks.
And thanks everybody else for tuning in tonight. I appreciate that somebody's listened in. Thanks very much.
Brilliant. Thank you. Cheers, guys. Thanks very much. Thank you. Cheers. Bye. Bye. Bye.